Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about something that's very controversial. So, here's my disclaimer. Don't come for me in the comments now, or if you see this in the future. This is just something that can just, to provoke some thought process. And, let's just kind of like listen to the similarities, listen to the facts and the content. And, as always, you guys, you do your own research. Don't take my word for it. Don't take other content creator word for it. Go and do your own research. Because at the end of the day, I'm not here to tell you what to think, what to feel, what to believe in. I'm just bringing you some things in regards to this series, which is why I made a decision to make some changes in my life and do things differently. And these are just some things that I've ran across and just over time did my own research and things like that. So, the video today is about what if Jesus is really Lucifer. Without any further ado, let's get this party started. So, as always, go and grab whatever you need to sit back, chill, relax. If you're watching this at work, if you're watching it, wherever you're watching it at, go get whatever you need. And come on and chill with your girl. Let go.
Lucifer and Jesus was in the Bible equal until the Conference of Nicaea. They had to take the word Lucifer out to like 2 times to get rid of that, because you would understand that Lucifer and Jesus is the same. Or they say Lucifer rose just like rose as the morning star.
Yes.
But in Revelation, Jesus said, "I'm the morning star."
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
It's the same polarities of the same thing. That's what this book is talking about, polarity. Satan represents melanin, the dark side of the soul. Jesus represents the yin and the yang. Jesus represents the light from melanin. It's all composites of the same coin. Called Janus or Janus, a dual-headed figure. You'll see 2 double eagles in the Masonic thing and all. That's a symbol of the Christ. Satan and Lucifer is one and the damn same. You flip the coin. But if you see in the dark, and you see the yin and yang symbol in the dark side, you'll see a little piece of light. But on the light side, you see a little piece of darkness. It's one and the same. 2 polarities of the same half, battling for supremacy. That which is in the dark will come to the light. The only way light can be produced is through the dark. Light cannot produce light. Light can only burn out. The light that burns the bright burns the least. That which is light, so they say the kingdom of light. So that means that there shouldn't be no kingdom of heaven. But they say here that Jesus is supposed to found the kingdom. So where the fuck are you going when you die? If Jesus is supposed to come to find the kingdom, which is not but your soul, there can't be no kingdom out there. But any light that you have is on its way out. That means that the only thing that can produce light is what? Darkness. That's why your soul is in darkness.
This is Horus. He is the sun god of Egypt of around 3000 BC. He is the sun anthropomorphized, and his life is a series of allegorical myths involving the sun's movement in the sky. Broadly speaking, the story of Horus is as follows. Horus was born on December 25th of the Virgin Isis Mary. His birth was accompanied by a star in the east, and upon his birth he was adored by 3 kings. At the age of 12, he was a prodigal child teacher, and at the age of 30, he was baptized by a figure known as Anup, and thus began his ministry. Horus had 12 disciples he traveled about with, performing miracles such as healing the sick and walking on water. Horus was known by many gestural names such as the Truth, the Light, God's Anointed Son, the Good Shepherd, the Lamb of God, and many others. After being betrayed by Typhon, Horus was crucified, buried for 3 days, and thus resurrected.
Fanfare and ceremony. Pope Francis, the head of the Jesuit order, announced through his cantor the imminent emergence, the near advent of the coming to light of the Antichrist.
Lucifer matutinus indeniat, ille in quam Lucifer qui nescito casum, Christus filius tuus, qui regressus ab inferis, humano generis serenus illuxit, et tecum vivit et regnat in saecula saeculorum.
During this pronouncement, the cantor called Lucifer God, claiming Lucifer to be the father of Jesus Christ. The cantor acknowledged Lucifer as the Antichrist himself and worshipped him. To this, a great crowd and the whole world sang, This was the 3D ceremony that the Pope wanted to be seen worldwide. The announcement to the world, the son of perdition, this way comes.
Noct illuminatio mea, supernis luminaribus misceatur, flamma eius, Lucifer matutinus indeniat, ille in quam Lucifer qui nescit.
Lucifer and Jesus, are they actually the same? Lucifer's nickname is the bright morning star. In Revelation 22:16, Christ says, I am the bright morning star. Lucifer is known as the bearer and bringer of light. John 8:12, Christ says, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me shall have the light of life. So Christ is a self-proclaimed light bearer. Lucifer's crime, according to mainstream Christianity, is that he declared that humans could be like God. John 10:34, Christ says, is it not written in your law, I have said, ye are gods. I mean, that sounds like the exact same thing to me. The early Christian Gnostics identified the serpent as Lucifer, the bringer of the knowledge of good and evil. In the New Testament, Christ is the bringer of the knowledge of love and morality, which is the knowledge of good and evil. So what are your thoughts? When we compare Lucifer and Christ side by side and look at their attributions, are they one and the same?
So everybody, let me take this down. The first 3 videos, I don't have many points. I do have notes, as always. Y'all know I'm at my notes. So, notes. So y'all, first, Mr. Bobby about, the morning sun. The morning star. So I have right here, I have Revelations. Well, really what I'm going to do is, I think I did, hold on. Hold on. Let me. And we're back. So, we're going to talk about these first 4 videos. Number 1, I do like Mr. Bobby and his content. I like the things that he discussing. He's really knowledgeable on a lot. So I encourage you guys to go and check out his stuff, or just YouTube him. However, I'm gonna give a little bit of my little tidbit on the videos, and then I'm going to go into like you guys looking at me putting up the different scriptures and that type of stuff. So number 1, I mean, the videos are self-explanatory. I try to find things that are self-explanatory to help you and I out. Sorry. I always try to work smart, not hard. Smart, not hard. And yes, y'all probably do see this burn, but whatever. Smart, not hard. Working. So, there are several Bible verses that we're going to talk about. So I'm going to save those to the end, because we did realize that the 4th video also discussed some of those Bible verses as well. So I'm going to jump to video 2. Video 2. Well, there are very much some similarities with Horus and Jesus. And that's a lot of reasons why I put this into my segment in regards to what made me change everything about me, because you can't deny similarities. And and I've done my research. Like I always say, you guys do your own research, but it is what it is. It's there. However, let's just go ahead and I'm going to put here just for a few minutes while I talk about the next video. But here I'm going to just have the similarities with Horus and Jesus. And then I'm going to talk about the next video, which was the choir singing and the guy singing, the choir and the man singing at the Vatican. Hope you guys screenshotted the Horus and Jesus similarities, because now I'm about to pop up the name of the song. And I'm just going to say, you guys go and Google it yourself if you want to. But here's the name of the song. Right here. And then, giving y'all some time, just jot down, screenshot the name of the song. And then here's the lyrics in the language in what he was singing, and then in English. Go look it up yourself. I'm doing all my research on Google so that you guys can go back and Google it yourself. That way, like I said, you don't take my word for it. Google it yourself. Find it yourself. So, that was interesting. Very interesting. There's so many coinky dinkies. And I just don't believe that it's just that many wow, that's the same. At some point, when do we start stepping back and being like, somebody playing in our face? But I'm not telling everybody what to think, what to believe in. I'm just saying, let's look at this stuff and let's dissect it and just have it as food for thought, because you can't deny facts. So, in regards to the Bible scriptures, Revelations 22:16, which talks about Jesus saying he is the bright morning, the bright morning star. Well, the names of Lucifer, which is the morning star as well, the son of the morning star. John 8:12, right here. The bearer of light. Satan or Lucifer, bearer of light. The light bearer. that's a lot of what the Masons, you come, when you're not a Mason, you're the vile and vulgar. Yeah, I believe that's what they say. But you basically in the dark, and stepping into the Masonic order is stepping into the light, because Lucifer is what they consider the light bearer. John 10:34. Humans can be godlike. I mean, and then I'm just saying, when it click, when the puzzle pieces come together, when it's boom, 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 how can you deny that though? And once again, do your own research. Don't just take my word for it. Do your own research. In the Garden of Eden, we all know that the sin that eating the apple gave them the knowledge of good and evil. Where, though, as we learned last time in the last video, that in the Apocrypha, they learned lust. Hence why they had all them kids. Remember Adam and Eve? So, and then to just bring it back to Lucifer being called the light bearer. If we look at these Jay-Z lyrics, Lucifer, son of the morning. In regards, Jay-Z's, and I know we've all heard that song, you know what I mean? But he said it, son of the morning. I mean, so let's get back to our next set of videos, and then come back and holler at me so we can see what these reactions talking about. Let go.
What is the real story of Jesus? Yeshua is the man's name. It's not Jesus. Jesus is actually a name that didn't exist till more modern times, and the J didn't even exist. So it was really Isus, and Jesus means Hail Zeus. That's actually the definition of the name, Hail Zeus. Christians will adamantly deny that, but the facts remain. That's exactly what it means, as they used to worship Zeus back in the day. That's besides the point. Jesus was born at virgin birth. Now his mother, Mary, her mother was also born of a virgin birth. Now, this is something that nobody ever talks about. Nobody ever teaches you this in Bible study. Nobody ever does this. Why? They don't want you to know. Number one. Number two, they don't even know half the time probably. If you go to the Apocrypha text, you discover that Mary's mother was a virgin birth. Why is this significant? It shows that some type of in vitro fertilization technique was being used in ancient times to create a specific bloodline. Mary's mother came down that line, and then she gave birth to Yeshua. If you look at a lot of these records or accounts of quote unquote mythology in the Greek myths, they talk about these virgin births as well. Yeshua wasn't the only person to come from a virgin birth. There were many, many of these people that were born from virgin births. They all have very, very similar stories. They're all demigods. They're half human, half not really a god that creates the universe, but they're half advanced being. In this case, Yeshua is half Anunnaki and half human, more direct to the bloodline that way. What is the
Like Jesus drew read you this word for word, identity. So you don't have to. This information is very researchable. Between 1502 and 1503, Caesar Borgia hired Leonardo da Vinci to be an architect and engineer, in which him and Leonardo da Vinci became intimate lovers in a homosexual relationship. Expressing his love for Caesar, Leonardo painted pictures of him. Caesar's father, Rodrigo Borgia, who later became Pope Alexander VI, under the authority of the Catholic Church elite, had his son's picture up as Jesus Christ in the Western world, and ordered every picture of a black Jesus destroyed. Caesar also had relations with his own sister Lucrezia, and killed his own brother Giovanni in 1497. And this is the man whom the Catholic Church gave their consent to allow his picture to be put up, and to be portrayed as Jesus Christ.
a very interesting point. If you take every single scripture in the New Testament that is applied to Jesus and apply it in your mind to the literal sun that we see in the morning, every single scripture fits if you understand what's being said. Every single scripture that is applied to Jesus, if you apply it to the sun, it fits. In the Bible, we then see that the 12 signs of the zodiac connected with the sun, God's sun, is then said to be God's helpers, or the 12 apostles. The 12 apostles are the 12 signs of the zodiac that are helpers of the sun. Then, of course, we have the 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. We have 12 months of the year, the 12 signs of the zodiac, the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 brothers of Joseph, the 12 patriarchs of Israel, the 12 great prophets of Judaism.
All right, y'all. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the last 4 videos. Let's just go ahead and start with Mr. Billy Carson. So the real story of Jesus. One day we'll do a video in regards to the Anunnaki, because I'm not sure if everyone knows anything about the Anunnaki. So one day I'll do a video in regards to that. In Greek mythology, they talked about virgin births. So I did go ahead and look that up. And like I said, everything is always looked up in Google for you guys so that you guys can go look it up yourself. But here you go. Or right here. So that's interesting, you know, in our quest to find out if he's really Lucy himself. So let's go ahead and jump to this next one, which was about, okay, side note. Whenever I hear about white Jesus, I always think about Good Times. I'm gonna see if I could put a clip in here and see if I can get away with it of Ned the Wino being black Jesus and then the white Jesus and stuff. So, however, Caesar Borgia, whatever his name is, y'all I'm laughing in my mind right now. I was really interested that Leonardo da Vinci was up there fantasizing about his lover, Caesar Borgia, whatever his name is. Whatever his name is, he was over there fantasizing, drawing pictures about him, and the Catholic Church decided to go ahead and take down black Jesus. Sorry, I keep thinking about Ned the Wino. I blame my aunt. She loved Good Times, so I grew up watching that. But they decided to take down black Jesus and put up Caesar as Jesus, which was the lover of Leonardo da Vinci. Now that's some shit, huh? That's some shit. I don't know what to say about that. So I can't stop getting Good Times out of my head. I'm gonna try to see if I can throw that in there without no copyright stuff, because I be getting copyright issues. So because I be trying to put too much of the songs and stuff on there, but all I can think about is that names.
Forget it. The only Jesus I know is him, and the one thing he don't need is a partner.
Mama, how do we know Jesus wasn't black? He could have been from the lost tribe of Israel. They were supposed to be black.
I bet they were. If ever people were lost, we're it.
Now just hush up, both of you. This picture has been in my family for as long as I can remember. When I was a baby, I don't know what I saw first. My mama, my papa, or this Jesus. Now, he's the one I know and love, so let's close the subject.
Jesus was black, the Bible would have said so.
But it does say so.
What are you talking about?
I read about it. It's in Revelation chapter 1, verse 14. I read about it in Muhammad Speaks. It says, his hair is like wool, and his eyes are like black.
Hi, Graham. What you got there?
This is Black Jesus.
Oh, that's nice.
He's hanging there for Black History Week. Junior painted him.
Thelma, when I sent you into the kitchen, I told you to clean, not lean.
Junior, what made you paint Black Jesus?
His face came to me in a vision.
It seems to be coming to me in a vision, too. It's Ned the wino.
Uh-oh.
All I can think about is that show. Well, one moment, y'all. Got a phone call. Hey, y'all. One more moment, okay? Give me 1 more second. Hey y'all, we're back. So, sorry about that. I had to let my 11-year-old know she forgot to go get our pup Drizzy from outside. So you might hear him in the background barking because she's putting her shoes on to go get him. Nevertheless, y'all, Jordan Maxwell. I like Jordan Maxwell. You guys probably hear a lot of these same people that I go ahead and continue to play because I really do enjoy their content, and I really find them very factual. I've done my research. I fact check it before I even bring it to you guys. And I've been, like I said, I've been on this journey for a while now, so I kind of got an understanding on like shit from sugar. Nevertheless, we talked about the sign of the cross being the pentagram. That was really interesting because, like I told you guys before, I grew up Catholic, so we did the sign of the cross all the time. So that was really like interesting. And then here we go with the winter solstice. We're getting ready to come up on Christmas, so there you go. I'm just saying, even though we technically celebrate the resurrection in March or on April, you can't just deny facts. You can't deny them. You can't. I'm just saying, it's just right there. So let's go ahead to the next part, and I'll see you guys in a second. Let go.
The Freemasons cringe every time this Christian opens his father's box of diaries. For 40 years, he recorded everything that he did. He was a 33rd degree level Freemason. But you know what? I'm Ezekiel 33:3. I'm the trumpet. And I'm going to take you to where their secrets aren't written in a diary. They're in plain view. So I was literally born right down the street from this building. And across the street from this, I studied architecture at the Savannah College of Art and Design. Let me tell you what I know about the Savannah Cotton Exchange, the Freemasons Hall, and the people that ran it. In 1857, just before the Civil War, in Savannah, Georgia, the man that signed the money was Gazaway Bug Lamar. And his son was a notorious Freemason called Charles Augustus Lafayette Lamar. I can't stand Freemasonry, and I want to tell you how these billionaire bankers and how these slave brokers started the Civil War. Freemasons know all too well about this broken pillar right here. This is the grave of Charles Augustus Lafayette Lamar. He's buried right next to Henri de Bignon. He's another billionaire, and he owned a place called Jekyll Island. Let me tell you about that. So the billionaire Savannian and Freemason Charles Augustus Lafayette Lamar buys the fastest ship in the world, the Wanderer, sails it to Africa tens of years after it's been made illegal throughout the world, and brings it back to his friend's island on Jekyll Island, owned by Henri de Bignon. There's a Wanderer memorial set up there now, and I went there just the other day. Let me take you to what's on this place. Okay, this guy's a billionaire in Savannah, and he actually signs the money that's in your pocket, so. And this Freemason, Charles Lamar, he was the spoiled rotten son of that billionaire I just showed you. He took his father's money and bought the fastest slave ship in the world. All of those pictures and the next few are taken from that memorial on Jekyll Island. In several instances, it tells the stories of the survivors because they've been handed down just by a few generations. These are just a few of the survivors off of the Wanderer. Some of their relatives are still alive today that can tell their stories. In May of 1860, Charles Lamar, Henri de Bignon, and the rest of these people were all acquitted. All of these billionaires were acquitted for one simple reason. The judge? Well, that was Charles Lamar's father-in-law. So the story goes, the Civil War started because fighting broke out in April of 1861 when the Confederate Army began the Battle of Fort Sumter. The Confederate troops made that move on Fort Sumter on April 12th of 1861. What history doesn't tell you is that 7 days before, the Wanderer was seized by the United States, so the Confederate Navy couldn't use it. If you want to take a Christian journey with me, like and follow for more. I can't wait to take you there.
This is Horus. He is the sun god of Egypt of around 3000 BC. He is the sun anthropomorphized, and his life is a series of allegorical myths involving the sun's movement in the sky. From the ancient hieroglyphics in Egypt, we know much about the solar messiah. In fact, the term horizon comes from the phrase, Horus is risen, denoting the sunrise. Hours are also derived from Horus, as it is the sun tracked throughout the day. Also, the term sunset comes from this mythology, as Horus's evil brother was known as Set, and Set was the personification of the darkness. In fact, every morning Horus would win the battle against Set, while in the evening Set would conquer Horus and send him into the underworld, hence the term sunset. It is important to note that dark versus light, or good versus evil, is one of the most ubiquitous mythological dualities ever known, and is still expressed on many levels to this day.
Have you all seen that?
So apparently, the Statue of Liberty is not who you think it is, and is not a representation of what you think it is. Check this out. I think it's time we all realize who world leaders have been following. A fox statue representing liberty, when in reality it was modeled after a painting of Lucifer. Know the truth. A painting of Lucifer in 1797, and in the Statue of Liberty made in 1875. So you telling me that this is a painting of Lucifer made in 1797, and the Statue of Liberty in New York, in America in general, is a representation of Lucifer. So the liberty is not representing what we think it is. It's actually a representation of Lucifer. We in trouble.
Hey everyone, we're back. So before we go ahead and talk about the last 3 videos, I was getting ready to talk about it, but I feel like it wouldn't be right not to let you guys in on what Jekyll Island is. I know that we discussed it in the first video, not the first video after the last reaction, of course, about Freemasonry and Jekyll Island. And so Jekyll Island was the secret meeting that they had to go before they started the Federal Reserve Banks. So I have like 2 TikToks that I'm going to play right quick so that we could kind of get all on the same page with Jekyll Island, so it's not too much I have to explain. So here we go.
6 men met in Jekyll Island off the coast of Georgia. Nelson Aldrich, I have the names, and a Mr. Paul Warburg, an international banker, Jewish man. And on that secret meeting in Jekyll Island, and they don't ever talk about it, they decided to set up in America a central bank and to take away from the U.S. Congress their constitutionally commanded right to print the money. And on December, just before Christmas, these 6 men brought up a a Federal Reserve plan to set up a Federal Reserve Bank owned by mostly Jewish families. Y'all all right? So am I. Now look at this. When that became law and they took over the printing of U.S. notes, at one time a dollar bill was called a silver certificate. And you could go to the bank and give them the paper and they'd give you $1 in silver. Just before the Federal Reserve gained power to print the money, the debt of America, well, it was in the millions. And Andrew Jackson didn't like that debt. So he sold off some of the land that America owned to reduce the debt of our government. But by the time World War I came, the Federal Reserve had to print money. Every time there's a war, it takes money to fight a war. So every time there's a war, America borrows money from the Federal Reserve Bank. And the Jews have become wealthy just by loaning money, charging you interest. So they started lending America money to fight the war. When America joined the war, the First World War, they had to borrow money to turn their factories into producers of armament for the fighters. So the debt went from 29 billion. Now it's up a little over 100 billion. Every war they fought, they borrowed money. Let me show you just how they've destroyed the Constitution of the United States. And Mr. Nixon could not do anything to break the stranglehold on America. Damn. Do you know how much America owes now? $31.5 trillion. And if they count Medicare and other Social Security programs, America owes almost $180 trillion. Now, how many of you have debt that you can't pay? Please don't know. Oh, God. I didn't want you to raise your hand, but...
The Titanic was an inside job.
Yes, it was. The Titanic was sunk in 1912 because a guy by the name of Mr. Uster, who was against the Federal Reserve, he was such a strong figure that they put a bullet in him and the guy started war. Yeah. So they can't do that. So they built a ship and they made sure all the most important people were on this ship. And at the very, very last minute, J.P. Morgan and all of those guys exited the ship. The ship sinks. 1913, they go to Jekyll Island. They finish the deal. The Federal Reserve is basically born. After they got the Federal Reserve in 1913, now they had the money they needed to start World War I in 1914. So it goes from this: Titanic, Fed, World War I.
The Titanic was an inside job.
Hey, you guys. So now we're back again. I mean, it was self-explanatory. Some stuff that I don't feel like I need to give any context to because it's basically self-explanatory. But I was just kind of getting you guys hip to as well to our next segment that we're going to be going over. The next video will be about who really runs the world, I think it is, or I forgot, but is it? Oh, the world stage. So the next one is in regards to the world stage, and that's why I'll kind of bring up some stuff about the politicians and stuff. But Jekyll Island is famous for them having that secret meeting in regards to setting up the Federal Reserve. And eventually we'll go into the Titanic and how that has something to do with. I'm just saying. It's a lot. That's a lot. So the next one was in regards to Horus and Set. So if you didn't know, Saturn, which is, it's said that we're ruled by the planet Saturn, because technically this is Satan's, his world, his kingdom. He's the god of this world. So Horus, ours, Set, sunset. Saturn is also known as Kronos, which is the father of time. The matrix is, what makes it a matrix is because of time. So that was an interesting little breakdown. And that kind of went back to just getting you guys used to who Horus is. Because one day I'll do a segment in regards to the Egyptian gods and Horus, Isis, and Osiris, things like that. So the last one in this little segment before we do the last 3 videos of the night, Lucy, aka Lucifer, in regards to those singers, Lucifer. Oh my God, it just gave me old school Catholic church vibes when they used to sing like that. But Lucifer being the actual Statue of Liberty, and the Statue of Liberty actually being a man. This world is a stage. I'm just saying. And if you want to look at the picture of Lucifer, here's a picture of Marina Abramovic, which is actually one of the high priestess in a satanic cult, in the occult. And she's really a top level witch, along with Michelle Lammy. That's another topic we'll talk about. But here's Marina Abramovic, and the man that she's standing with is called Jacob Rothschild. I think I talked about the Rothschilds on my last video, about the 13 families that's running the thing. What they're really not running it. There's actually the black nobility that's running it, but that's another topic. However, these families, like I said, the 13 bloodlines that can trace their stuff back to the Tower of Babel and Nebuchadnezzar and things like that. So the Rothschild, he's standing right there with Marina Abramovic in this picture right here. I'm sure a lot of you don't know who Marina Abramovic is, but here's another picture of Marina Abramovic. She was actually in that Jay-Z Picasso video. She does something called spirit cookings. Yeah, this is what a spirit cooking is. And I believe that she was a mentor for Lady Gaga when Lady Gaga was going through her transition. I guess her MK Ultra. I'm not sure. Whenever she was doing whatever she was doing, but a lot of the celebrities, between her and Michelle Lammy, you'll see a lot of the celebrities hanging around them. Odd. So, in the next video too, which is from another one of my favorite TikTok creators, which is Fittest Flat Earther. Oh, I can't wait till I have my Flat Earth video. Yeah. To all my fellow loved ones that think that the world is still round. We're getting there. But yeah, interesting though. Considering that they call us was it called Mystery Babylon? Lucifer being the light bearer and the Statue of Liberty holding the lights, the 7 points on the crown, the chain on the foot. But in this next video, I think I might have 1 or 2. So it might be like 4 videos next. I'm not sure. I think I might have, because I'm trying to find another video that I won't plug in here. But here are some, the first 2 videos will be, well, the first video for sure. I do know that for sure. It'll be showing you guys the comparisons to the Statue of Liberty and Lucifer and the other statues of Lucifer that's around the world. So without any further ado, let's go ahead to this next part. Let go.
Just you hold it right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there.
Say now. I know you lying.
You still don't know who the Statue of Liberty actually is? You still don't know what that light she's holding represents? And you just think that pose is accidental? And that we're not living in a time past the 1,000 years when Satan is released from his prisons to go out to deceive the nations? Well, you might not know the time period we're in or who that statue represents, but I know someone that does. And they're trying to send us a sign. A sign that maybe this time of evil we've been living in for a long, long time is coming to an end. A sign to get our discernment ready, because towards the end is when they're going to try their hardest to deceive all the nations and all the people. So it's time you make a decision and decide what side you want to be on. But just be careful, because it's a decision that might last you an eternity.
Let me tell y'all a true story, B. So boom, pay attention, watch this video to the end. So, do you know who this is in this statue right here? It's Satan, but it gets crazier. You ready for this? Now notice the chain on his foot. You see it, right? You see the chain on his foot? All right. You ready for this? I got you. 1 second. Now notice the chain on this foot. Y'all should know which foot this is. I shouldn't even have to say nothing. All right, guys, you ready? Stay with me, stay with me. I'm gonna show y'all something, B. Now, do you notice that the crown in his hands has 7 points on it, right? Stay with me, guys. Make sure you watch this video to the end. This is crazy. Now, do you see what's on the floor, right? An apple and a torch. You see the torch on the floor, right, guys? Stay with me, B. Stay with me. This is crazy. He's holding a torch, and there's a 7-point crown on his head. Remember the apple that was on the bottom of the statue of Satan? What do they call New York City? The Big Apple. Where is this statue at? New York City. What I'm trying to tell you is, the Statue of Liberty is Satan himself. Stop playing with me, son. Don't ever say I didn't teach y'all nothing. It's in plain sight. So, you got a statue of Satan right in New York City, and people been thinking it was a Statue of Liberty the whole time? Stop playing with me, son. So what I'm gonna do is go over there and knock that statue off, straight up and down. TikTok, this is just for entertainment purposes only. I'm just joking, right? Come on. I'm just playing around. This ain't real. This is all for fun, jokes, and let's just laugh about it. Yeah? Ain't nothing funny. Bah!
appeals to the best in each and every one of us?
Something good.
Inversion.
Something decent.
Inversion.
Something pure.
Inversion.
Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Because the people you see on TV, the people in your government, they all worship one person. And it's that person that is on that giant statue right in New York, right in the Big Apple. So you can continue blindly following what the mainstream narrative is, or you can decide to search for truth, because it's right there in plain sight if you only decide to look. And as always,
United Nations Plaza. Did you know that if you type 666 United Nations Plaza into Google Earth, you can see where the devil goes to work every day? This right here is the Devil's Yard art. This is a statue of the Archangel Michael. In Revelations chapter 12 it says, "And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels." This statue is directly across from it, just like in the Bible. Chapter 13 says, "And the beast which I saw was likened to a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as a mouth of a lion." Inside the building that faces these statues, between the two windows, lies this painting, which is extremely demonic and contains tons of symbolism. Across the hall you have the biggest part of the building with the logo of the UN. This logo has 33 parallels, just like the Tower of Babel. The UN also has a base on top of Mount Hermon where the Bible says the fallen angels descended. All this demonic symbolism has made many people question the UN.
Why are they hiding this? This is the first ever picture of Jesus. Why is he holding a wand? This is where it gets rather peculiar. In this ancient painting, discovered in the catacombs of Rome, Jesus is seen with a wand-like object saying, "This symbol holds the power of the divine." The painting dates back over 2,000 years, so why is Jesus holding something that resembles a magical wand? This is where things take a turn. Recent research suggests that this wand-like object wasn't just a symbol of divinity, but a tool of advanced technology passed down from an ancient civilization. Some researchers believe that this object represents a connection to the lost technologies from a highly advanced civilization that existed long before our mainstream timeline. Ancient texts and artifacts from various cultures depict similar wand-like tools used for healing, energy manipulation, and communication with higher realms. However, once these connections were suspected, the true story was buried to maintain the conventional narrative of history and religion. The presence of the wand in the earliest image of Jesus hints at a deeper understanding of technology and energy, possibly inherited from ancient advanced civilizations like Atlantis or Lemuria.
Proof that we all have been finessed by the government.
So how did the government trick and finesse us to live how we're living now? What you mean by that? For example, right, I believe in God. I believe God gave us all this land. But how did the government make us pay for land that they don't own? Yeah, what? Yeah, what? So let's say you bought a house and you paid it off. You still have to pay the government taxes just to live in your own home. You right. And get this part. You don't even own your own car, bro. Wait. That's where you're wrong at, because I technically do own my car. I just paid it all off. No, you don't. So you pay every month to use your car. We call that insurance. You pay taxes every year to use your car. We call that tabs. Tabs is how they keep tabs on us. Exactly. So if you don't pay for the tabs every year, then they won't allow you to use your car. Dang, man, I feel like I'm being bamboozled, bro. Oh, no. It gets worse. Oh, my gosh. Let me hear more, man. Now, when we go to work, right? Before we get paid, who get paid? The government. So get this. The government takes money out of our check before we even get our check. Then we got to pay to keep our belongings and use our belongings every month. Wait. So let me get this right.
If I buy your house and pay it off, I gotta pay the government to keep it, or they will take it from me and sell it to someone else. If I buy a car, I have to pay the government to use it. And every time I get a job, the government will pay their sales before they pay me. Oh, it get worse? Nah, I can't even get no worse than that, bro. Oh no, get this. Now, you supposed to pay the government to do all the natural things that you're supposed to do. What you mean by that? Like, for example, if you want to hunt, right? Something you naturally supposed to do, you got to go through the government and pay for that. And then on top of that, fruits and vegetables are supposed to be all through the world for free, right? But we allow the government to take all our fruits and vegetables to put them in grocery stores so we can pay for them. This is crazy to think about, bro. You want to get married? Go through the government. Want your kids to be educated? Go through the government. You want... I don't even want to hear no more, bro. This is just blowing my mind. Okay, one more question.
Hey, we're back, y'all. So, I hope you enjoyed the last set of videos. Let's start with, the Statue of Liberty and Lucifer situation is self-explanatory. I think I gave enough commentary on that. The UN, the United Nations. Number one, the symbol for the United Nations is flat Earth. Are they trying to tell you something? I mean, come on now. It's a flat Earth map. I'm just saying. But people that think outside the box like me, you guys want to call crazy. Hidden in plain sight. Come on now. 666 United Nations. Like, is that being your address? I'm just saying, make it make sense where the people don't understand that this is what it is. I don't get that. That's one thing I just don't get. People could have the facts in their face and still be like, no, well, they mean that. What? The audacity. The nerve. Ugh. Anywho, they're banking on, in the words of China Anne McClain, they're banking on you not knowing what they're doing. Are you just not being that analytical and critical of the situation to go and look and be like, at some point, like I say a lot, at some point, we have to do better. We have to do better at some point. So, and then the mural. Once again, a simple Google search will show you guys this. Let me pull it up. I'm about to make a big screen real quick, or at least move my head to the side or something, so that you guys can go ahead and get a screen. Oh, just go look it up on Google. How about that? Google the UN mural, the UN headquarters mural, or apocalyptic mural, whichever one. You look it up and you'll find it. It's not hard at all. And then with there being the 33rd parallel, here we go with the 33 again. I'm just saying, if it's fake, then why is it real? In the words of Shelby. If it's fake, then why is it real? Can't make up all these coinky dinkies. But some people will still argue that it's fake. So, and in regards to Jesus being the magician, I just thought I'd bring it back, considering we talked in the beginning about it being, me being growing up in the church. I was always told that Satan was the biggest deceiver, the biggest master manipulator, and all of those things, but there's old pictures before the Catholic Church, as usual, go and delete everything. There's pictures of him with it, with a wand. So is he Lucifer? It's the question that we ask ourselves. But I'll let you make that conclusion for yourself. Because, you know, this is strictly for entertainment purposes. I'm only here to provide entertainment and show my beauty. We made it to the end, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope that I gave you guys some food for thought. Once again, this is just strictly here just to throw some stuff out there to get us to thinking. It's no way in no form or fashion giving advice or telling people what to do or what to believe in or what to think. I always encourage all the time to do your own research. Don't take my word, nor the content creators. Do your own research. You know, I'm just giving you guys little popcorns to go and look it up yourself. But don't take my word for it. Look it up yourself. You be your own determining factor. So, unfortunately, it's time for us to end this one. But I'll be back. Don't miss me for too long. The next video, we're going to talk about the world stage. Pretty sure that one might ruffle some feathers too. So, until then, see y'all later. Bye.